you know your responsibilities at this junction. So he's clearly going to nip into that space there, isn't he? All right. So we'll turn right, please, Nick.
On to the next one.
Okay. Good. Turn left. Okay. So it's a very familiar route for you to start with. Okay. Yeah, so always look at their indicators. It's indicators, mate. So the point being, if the indicators are on and slowing down and angling in, you know pretty much they're turning in.
Yeah.
So rather than just seeing a car, there's a car.
Yeah, I can see they're indicating.
So apply the logic to it.
Do I need to, I can go, it was more I was worried there'll be something behind them.
Turning
At the same time, okay.
Okay to go?
Yeah.
Go then. Check your mirror. A bit of speed if you can. That's it. Absolutely fine then, Nick. It's just that initial getting used to, sort of lifting your speed up a little bit.
Yeah. So you're starting around small corners,
It just means that the guys coming down the road don't have to use the brakes or anything, which is good because if you cause them to slow down, then that's when you start getting marked down for it.
Yeah.
Whereas if you can just get into the habit of checking mirrors or getting somebody bearing down on me, a little bit of gas, it doesn't mean that you shouldn't go too fast, just up to sort of usual speed. Alright then, so we are going to be turning left at this set of lights.
Please indicate.
So if you just bring it to a stop at your line, and you can pop your signal on now, that's absolutely fine. It makes, the signal on now makes a little difference. You could have done it as you moved off the line on now. Got to give a little bit of heads up perhaps to pedestrians. We've spoken about them before. Signals not just for other cars, is it? So we'll stick to the left lane and take us all the way around. We're going to be going up the tops of the road. Actually, really good stopping, good positioning. Well done. So what do you think? You want to use the signal or not? You're not required to?
No, I think I don't need to.
Okay.
In the turn lane, it says turn left. No turn left.
Fair enough. As much as a signal, it's just you making a choice as well, because I want you to get into the habit of making choices for yourself. Yeah. So of course, if we saw a pedestrian there now, we'd pop the signal on. Yeah.
I think it's 30.
Sorry, second.
I think it's 30.
It is 30. Yeah. If you think about it, Nick, you've got all these driveways coming direct onto the road, so it's highly residential around here. It's going to be a 30. They won't put a 40 zone where people live, basically.
No.
Follow the road on.
Faster than me.
So again,
Definitely going faster than me.
I mean, you've got 37 on.
Yeah.
It's a 40 zone. Yours is absolutely bang on.
Yeah.
Okay, so at the crossroads, we're going to be turning left.
Okay.
Right, well, possibly look what's in the left-hand lane though. So you can angle, let's just slow it down a little bit. That's it. What do you think? Can you sneak through?
Yeah, we can.
Okay, that's it. So just relax your grip on that steering wheel as well, Nick. It's just got a little bit too much tension. Just let me help to guide you here. That's it. I'm not saying that you can't do it.
Yeah.
Relax that grip, Nick. It's too tight, mate. You've got too much strength going into the steering wheel. It's got nice and light. You know, these power steering is designed to allow anybody to use.
Yeah.
You know, so
Even like a child.
you actually, I mean, you can literally steer this car with one finger if you know, like on the steering wheel. I'm not suggesting you do that, of course. But, and to be fair, you know, whether you've got a tight grip on the steering wheel or not, in a sense, it doesn't make much difference, but it does to the way that your arms are going to feel after you've done a long journey.
Yeah.
And also, you know, like a more relaxed grip on the steering wheel helps to absorb the bumps in the road, potholes and stuff like that, and it allows us a little bit of wiggle room on the steering for when you do go over an unexpected pothole, rather than it sort of snatch you to one side or the other, it can kind of just flow a little bit. So we'll follow this road on. We've got some road works ahead, but it's too early in the morning now for too much queuing.
I'm always surprised by how busy it is this time on a Saturday. Like,
yeah.
I always imagined it to be much quieter.
You know, it's not like the old days when weekends used to be really quiet, Sundays no shops were open or anything like that. These days we're very much, you know, it's a 24-hour, well, maybe not quite 24-hour, but the days were a lot fuller without not even one single bit of traffic going straight on. Fancy traffic lights.
Wait, is this not the line?
It is the line.
I don't know, he's just miles back from it. Probably because he knows he can't do the traffic light otherwise.
Some people do that, yeah.
Well, it's because the mirror's in the way.
Yeah, you've got no advanced light on this one, whereas normally you would have.
Yeah.
I mean, once the main lights are up and operational, you'll have all your advanced lights up there. You can see this one, okay, or there's one there as well on your right.
Oh, yeah.
The left of them too, because I don't think they're sequenced together yet.
I'm just going to stick with this one.
Yeah. now at the very end of this road, you're going to find a roundabout.
Yeah.
When we get there, I'm going to ask you to turn right, third exit.
Yeah. No, we go up Spencer Road.
Say again?
Up Spencer Road.
Yeah. So you want your instruction early.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you can do early?
I need to go to the right hand.
Yeah. Okay. So it's a mirror signal. Position. Check your shoulder. Are you clear?
Yeah.
Wherever you go then. That's it. Try to maintain it. That's it. Then cancel your signal. Because even though you're turning right, you won't leave your signal off for like 300 meters or something.
Yeah.
So I've been thinking of starting to slow it all down now to the roundabout. It's going to give you all the time that you need to do all the other things like your mirror signal. Slow it down in the morning. So you've got to think some other things, mate. Thank you. Right, let's go.
No.
What about now?
I'm going that way around.
Yeah, but where are they going? They're not going anywhere,
No,
are they? That's it. So what you've got there is a load of stationary cars not going absolutely anywhere. Big stream of traffic coming, blocking them in. That's a great opportunity. That's a great opportunity for you to go in. So rather than just seeing the cars on your right, which are actually doing nothing anyway, and if you think about it, you worry that maybe they're just going to move off. Well, even if they did, they're not going to pick up to speed instantly, are they? If you moved off and if they moved off and you moved off at the same time, you'd still be clear of them because the gap would remain the same. Sorry?
This junction's always interesting. That one back there. Not looking forward to when I have to turn right on that junction.
A little bit close to the ramp.
Sorry, I didn't see that.
Maybe just slow down a bit then, because you're pretty much at the speed limit now, which gives them the minimum amount of time to assess things. That's better. You just drop it down a few miles an hour under the speed limit, you'll be absolutely fine with that. You're still making good progress. We're getting where we need to go. Yeah, it's fine. You know, as long as you're in the general area of it. You know, I mean, you know, if it's a bit of a big space and you realise that, then you close it up.
Can you get minus for being away from that, too far away from that?
If you're too far away, but for example, where you were there was well within the acceptable zone.
That's fine then.
If you're too far away, then yes, you can.
If you're like a car length away or something.
Yeah, that's a bit too much.
Yeah.
But the other thing is, what I was going to say, Nick, I'll just let you get around this part van.
Yeah.
say about stopping just a little bit short of the line and then letting go of the brakes to move forward, trying to avoid it, because I have seen it on driving tests where the examiner thinks that pupils about to move off,
Right.
and they've literally jumped on the brakes and said, "No, you guys, a red light," and the pupil said, "But I was just moving forward."
I see.
But they don't know that, do they? So once you've stopped, unless it's a significant distance, don't try not to do any over adjustments. Okay, just wait where you are. Because if once you stop, if you're going to get a minor mark for that, you've already got it, irrespective of how much you close it up. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So yes. So there's no benefit to closing it up apart from the fact that there's a disadvantage. So we are going to be coming to a roundabout, and I'd like to turn right at the second exit.
Right.
There's one, two, it comes off at the sort of like the 1 o'clock position there. Okay, so I'm going to slow down yourself while thinking time what you need to do. There's always a procedure for everything, mate. That's it. Are you clear to go?
Yeah.
Let's go then.
Second, I think that.
Yeah, count them off. 1, 2. You can hear the mirrors clipping the brambles there. So we are going to be coming to a junction. You can see a sign for it here. We're going to turn left into that junction, please, mate. Okay. Don't worry about it. As long as you get your mirrors and your signal, then it's the main thing. Ideally, you get your mirrors and then signal, but if you do it the other way around, is that what you did?
Yeah, I did my signal and my mirror.
Yeah. Don't worry about it. It's not worth the worry because it's already done as well.
Yeah.
So next time, just maybe go a little bit slower. Think mirror signal.
Yeah.
So it's mirror signal, 2 mirrors, 1 signal. Yeah.
Change.
So again, Nick, you're going to have to speak up, mate.
Still 30, we're going to change.
It's not at 40.
Oh, it's 40 now?
Yeah, you've got your 40 repeater signs over here.
Oh, it goes down to 30 later.
It does. If ever you're not sure whether it's 30 or 40, assume it's 30.
Yeah.
Because it's a much safer option if you really don't know if you've lost track of it. So you change your speeds at the beginning or the end of the road usually. Yeah. So we are going to be going straight on here, and this is your change of speed. I know it's hidden by the branches there.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah. want to be pigeon. That's alright.
You don't get them. They're pretty tuned into what you're doing.
They never look like it. That's the thing.
Usually can't be. Expect the unexpected. So we're coming to a roundabout. We're going to be turning right. Fourth exit, four sides for Derby. Are you clear?
One,
So the entrance to Asda is 3, and there's your sign for Derby.
right.
Try to give the signal. If your fingers went for it, and then you kind of maybe you're thinking it's too late to put the signal on, or there's nobody around, whatever, put the signal on anyway. Get into the habit of it. Like if it becomes a part of the routine, it's a lot easier to do when you need it.
Yeah.
So we are turning right at this roundabout, fourth exit again. Curly, are you clear?
Yeah.
Right hand. That's 3. That's 4. Signal, please. Thank you.
There we go. That was a bit of a funny one. It went straight for a bit, running it all the way around.
Yeah, it shouldn't really be called a roundabout because it ain't round, is it? It should be called an odd shape about. However, this one that you can up to is round. So this roundabout we're going straight on. Second exit.
Carry on.
Mirror. Signal. Thank you. So we've got this roundabout, we're going straight on, first exit, so you've got signal left on approach if you wanted it. Save your job later, just check to the right, are you clear?
Yeah.
Let's go then.
Oh, that's easy.
Yeah, of course.
It's not really a roundabout.
Well, it's a mini roundabout.
Yeah, mini roundabout, yeah.
So they normally put the mini roundabouts on things like T-junctions, just to give access to the side roads. It's the main reason, otherwise you never get out. Then turning left at this roundabout first exit.
My vision's not great.
Mirror signal worthy, thank you.
My vision's not really great.
Good positioning, good checking, are you clear? Are you clear?
Yes.
Yeah, come on mate, come on. It's miles away, it's right on the other side of the roundabout, that one. So remember Nick, we're not going to approach roundabouts and just stop him because we see a car there. Look at what he's doing, look at his position. If it's so far away, if you'd have carried on, that gap would have stayed the same, wouldn't it? Yeah, so if you can try to take that into account when you are assessing these roundabouts, it's not just a case of there's a car, I'll stop, because we can't drive like that, you'll get nowhere. We're forever stopping at every roundabout. everybody did it, if that was the system, then it'd probably work quite well, but it's clearly not right, is it? We could say the same at T-junctions, always stop at T-junction and check, but to give ways out there, if there's no need to give the way, so then no need to stop. Right. Okay, so there's a set of lights ahead of us, just going on to red there in the distance. We are going to be turning right when we get there. Yeah, so turn right, but don't signal too early, because you do have other roads to deal with as well. Exactly, yeah. If ever you're not sure, always look for the little white arrow on the blue circle. Which side of the bollard to go. Because sometimes, these are pretty straightforward. Imagine you're in a strange town or whatever, and there's quite a big old junction, like 7 or 8, 9 roads going on into the crossroads. It can be a bit sort of confusing sometimes, but this always helps.
Yeah. We haven't been to it before, have we?
No, I don't think you've been this way before.
Most of the time I have no idea where we are. The other day I looked at Google Maps and it showed me where I'd been. I was like, oh, didn't know that. I had no idea.
So we're coming up to a light. We are going to go straight on. Now, there's going to be 2 lanes going straight on here, Dave.
Straight on?
Yeah. So which 2 lanes do you think you're going to choose?
Left hand.
Good answer. You can see them there ahead of you.
So we need the left hand.
The left hand of the lane's going on.
Yes.
And of course, if there's 2 lanes here, there's going to be 2 lanes ahead at the junction, so it stands to reason that you stick to your lane. Yeah. Well spotted. Yeah.
Lanes. Okay. Right. There we go. I'm going to get some lights down to around here.
We're coming to another roundabout just here. We're going to be turning left first exit. Are you clear to go?
There we are.
That's it. Think about it. He's got his position. Slow. He's not got his signal on to come round. A few indicators there to let you know what you're going to do. Or what he's most likely to do.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're coming to we're going to go straight on, and there is 2 lanes here. Second exit, stick to your left lane, and try to make sure you stay in your left lane even on the roundabout and on the exit. Okay. So I've got a car behind you. No signal. No signal. Are you clear to go?
Yeah.
So just stick to your left lane. That's what I'm saying, there's 2 lanes on this roundabout.
Yeah.
There we are.
I just can't see them.
Okay. I bumped into one of my ex-pupils yesterday. He told me he comes running down here every Saturday.
Oh, yeah.
maybe a bit early for it, I don't know.
I think it's, I'm not sure. I think it's 30.
40.
So there it
Be
is.
to sign.
Yeah.
So we're going to another roundabout. We are turning left, first exit. That's it. At this next roundabout, also we're turning left, first exit.
Good to go. Roundabout.
Straight on,
Straight on.
second exit.
Good to go. So probably be 20 around here.
Continue on round. It's actually 30.
Yeah.
However, you couldn't do 30
No,
round here.
exactly. Yeah.
That's just not going to work for you.
Okay, roundabout.
We're going to be turning right, second exit.
Second exit.
Third.
Third.
Did I say second?
Yeah, sorry.
Are you clear to go?
Yeah.
Sorry, my bad.
It's alright. Oh, okay. Wait on. Coming.
Take your time as we go around here. Slow it down, Nick. Thank
Yeah.
you. So remember, always slow it down, even though it looks like you can nip round before he gets there.
Yeah.
Slow it down, give you more time before you actually get to him as well. If he sees you slowing down, he'll slow down. That's the usual sort of routine.
No priority on that one because there's no sign. I'll speed up.
you actually did your final stopping, he was actually just passing you.
Yeah.
So you had an opportunity there, so instead of stopping, to just go slower and
fall.
falling.
I think it was just because he was right in front of me. I was like, oh, I better not.
Yeah. No, absolutely not. What are you leaving it clear for?
I guess a bus.
From where?
There's nowhere.
Exactly. So he's not going to like go down the other side of the road and dip in, is he? So it's bus lanes that you need to keep clear. Bus lanes, bus stops, you're allowed to go over them, you're allowed to stop on them. But imagine it's your driving test, Nick, and they say you pull up the stop on the left. Don't do that on a bus stop, because when you park, when they ask you to stop on the left on your driving test, it's a parking procedure. So you wouldn't park at a bus stop, but you can stop on a bus stop if you're in a line of traffic, for example. You can drive over them for sure. And you know when you see the white sign that says keep clear, you're allowed to drive over them as well. You know, it's just that you're not allowed to stop on them even in the line of traffic.
I see.
Yeah.
Single line traffic on the road, laser over.
See you in there.
It's always roadworks in Derby.
Oh yeah.
No, I just slept with just a bed sheet near duvet last night.
More than I did. I think I got cold with the windows open. Got cold about 4 o'clock in the morning.
Oh really? Good.
Rolled under the duvet. That was it. There we go then. Let's keep with these guys if we can. Maybe we can get through on the green light as well.
Yeah. Oh, I'm driving on the wrong side of the road.
Imagine you're abroad. This is how you'd be driving.
Yeah. I want to do that one day.
I drive abroad a lot.
I grew up, well, most of my family holidays we drove abroad, so I'm quite used to it. Okay.
When you first start driving abroad on the other side, you know, it usually takes, when you very, very first start, it probably takes a couple of days to get used to it. Your brain to switch over. But the more you drive, the less time it takes to switch over.
I think the initial bit is just coming off the tunnel and suddenly having to change everything. My dad.
Yeah. But after a while, if you do it enough, it just gets normal.
Yeah.
It's like whatever.
So my dad said he tried. They flew over to Europe and he hired a car. So it was on the other side, so it was much easier driving on the right with the steering wheel on the other side, right hand on the gear stick.
It's not this road.
Yeah. I think someone's following the guy in front of me. I'm not actually.
It's probably not a good idea, is it? So it's going to be straight on at the next crossroads. Yeah, always be independent if you can. Yeah, do it for yourself. Yeah, it's what keeps you safe. Yeah. Stop. That's it, you can do it. Yeah. That was quick. There was plenty of time there.
Yeah.
Oh, the car faster than that.
Yeah.
You know, where do we do emergency stops and such?
Oh yeah, I've seen videos of them. It's quite funny. And the trucks just hold their hand.
Emergency stops, they look alright, and as you say, quite funny, until you have to actually do one for real. When you do one for real,
It's horrible, I imagine.
it's not. I mean, you'll do it, and you'll be surprised because the point is, if you didn't do the emergency stop for real, it would have been a crash or running somebody down or something like that. And it does happen, not very often, but for real emergency stops, maybe, I don't know, once every 6-8 years, I suppose you might do one. Maybe one every 10 years if you're lucky. It's not often. And of course, the faster you drive, the more chance there is that you're going to need to do an emergency stop.
Yeah.
If somebody runs out of the bushes now at this speed, you can stop normally. Whereas if you're up at 30, somebody runs out of the bushes, that'll be an emergency stop.
Yeah.
So a lot of it depends on you as well.
Right.
Even when you're driving properly and normally,
where are we going?
Don't worry about that thing when you're going to be turning left lane. Tell people what you're going to do. Probably like grip you've got. It's like a workout, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's not like exercise, it's more like car size. So just as we round the corner, just cancel the signal. So cancel it now. So I already told people we're going this way, but not down that road then. Straight on. That's it. Try to choose your lane nice and early so the other guys can get into their lane as well. Straight on. The advance light is out here, but the amber light should come on. I should see that in a minute. This guy next to you is going to race off the light by the sounds of it.
Oh, he's got a sporty one. On a motorbike as well. good, yeah.
Straight on. So always follow the road ahead unless you're given
Yeah.
instructions to.
Okay.
And that goes for roundabouts as well. So at the roundabout, we're going straight on. Exit. Make sure we don't go to Sainsbury's.
Second exit.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Check.
Yeah, we're good. Okay. Probably wasn't checking enough.
Probably wasn't what?
Probably wasn't checking enough on that one. I was quite distracted by everything around me.
Oh, you're here to get used to it, are you?
Yeah.
Straight on.
So it was a bit bumpy.
Yeah, what you did there is you applied 3 lots of braking
Yeah.
to a distance, and ideally you
You want
apply
one.
just one.
Yeah.
Just nice.
Yeah.
And
Still getting used to how powerful it is, I think.
yeah, it's the braking dynamics, and it takes time to get used to the brakes as well. You know, familiarity with your car counts for a lot.
Yeah, definitely. Yes, I imagine when I get my own car, it will be a bit of time to get used to it. When just the road goes down. Right.
At the roundabout, it will be straight on. Second exit.
Second left hand lane.
Roundabout's up there, mate.
Sorry. Sorry, I got very confused there.
I know you did. Look, keep looking this way.
Yeah.
Okay. Look for your space.
Yeah.
Forget about that. We'll just concentrate on this.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, we can go now.
Cool. Okay, I'll explain to you what happened there.
Yeah.
Just do your exit here. Thank you. So what you just did there was incredibly dangerous,
Yeah.
without a doubt. So basically, you started braking at the line for the pedestrian crossing,
Yeah, I've done that before, I think.
and I've said to you that's not you thinking that's the stop line for the roundabout, but clearly it's not. This is offset by 20 meters or 15 meters.
Yeah.
And then when I've said no, then there's the giveaway lines. You've just accelerated into it. There's cars coming from your right. So just because you've made a mistake doesn't mean that you should switch off and just think about that. Forget that. Think about the next thing. You're still driving. You've still got the responsibility, okay? So we're moving one lane to the right. First thing's mirror signal. Shoulder check. Shoulder check. That's it. Okay. Just drive on. forget that, you can always go back and reanalyze it. You've got the video here on the YouTube channel. Go back and have a look and see what happened, alright? Yeah. So we're going to be turning right at the next set of lights at the top of the road. Stop the pedestrian crossing. Yeah, where to go. Right. Anything else? No, well, it's going to be straightforward and right. Normally, you'd be in this right-hand lane, turn right, turn up because of the.
Can they go straight on this lane?
Yeah, they can. Yeah.
Okay.
Hence the signal.
But we'll know that we can go right when we can go anyway. So there'll be no other.
Exactly. There we go. Right to go. it's a reasonably decent drive from you, considering that you've missed a few lessons there, Nick.
Yeah.
But, just if you remember, as I said to you right at the very beginning, it's important that if you do make a mistake, you just forget about it and concentrate on the next thing.
Yeah.
And that's actually what you didn't do with the roundabout as a set of lights. You didn't just drop it. You should have done,
Yeah.
And I hope you can learn from that. Just don't let that be final. Because it's a really, it sounds like you're sort of running away from it by dismissing it, but you're not, because you can always dwell upon something later.
Yeah.
But you see, in that situation, I think because you'd made that mistake, you went forward still thinking about that rather than. So it's actually a really important skill to have, to be able to forget about that. All right, then, yes, acknowledge that you've done the mistake, and and if you can't say sorry, somebody say, oh, I'm sorry, hold your hands up to it, so not backing off the wheel, because but if you've made a mistake, at least sort of own it. But generally, in something like that, it didn't affect anybody else at all, really. It was actually neither here nor there. Or you just, it's not there, it's there. It's easy to get mixed up. However, you made a very big thing of something that was actually quite minor, turned into something incredibly serious, which was, I mean, if I had a dual control, you'd have flew onto that roundabout. There were about 4 or 5 cars in your immediate vicinity. You would have ploughed literally straight into the side of them, and that would have been a major disaster. So, and it all comes down to the fact that you didn't just forget about that. Right? All right?
Yeah.
And that is it.
So next week, I will be able to do next week, but I've got to be somewhere at 9.
We'll start a bit earlier.
Well, when I was in, would we be able to finish somewhere else?
Whereabouts?
We've driven past Village Street.
Village Street,
Yeah, I've got an event on at the church, so.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Just remind me on the day to finish that. Well, that's just part of it. Just before the incident, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right, Nick. No worries.
All right.
Like I say, I mean, don't beat yourself up about it. Acknowledge it, own it, and make amends. All right. Don't do it again. See you later.